Healthy versus unhealthy coping mechanism for depression. Freedom is a integrative counselor and psychotherapist. This video is a follow-up video from my last video where I was talking about depression signs and symptoms. So on this video I want to talk about some of the healthy and unhealthy coping mechanism for depression. So those individuals who suffers from depression is trying to be more talkative to friend and family, or even seeking out professional help. For example, counseling or going to your GP, or if you're in need of a desperation that where you need to talk to somebody, there's several numbers you can call, and I will list them on my video. So those individuals who are new to depression, there's things you can do to help yourself. Trying to feel happy with yourself by simply changing your lifestyle. For example, taking control over your stress level and trying to do things that boost up your confidence, your self-esteem. So do activity you know you are good about. So that will help you to keep your confidence up. Also consider peer support. Support from other people who have gone through similar experience. So sharing your thoughts and feelings with others. Also at the same time, you can try things like mindfulness exercise or mindfulness breathing technique that will keep your thoughts and your feelings here and now. So doing these activities will control your depression. So those individuals who suffers from depression, you might not know that you're suffering from depression. So, or you might think you can't deal with it, you can cope with it. But often is coping with yourself might not be enough. So seeking professional help, for example, going to your doctor, discussing how you feel, maybe taking on prescribed medication like antidepressant, or seeking professional help like counseling. Consider yourself to change your lifestyle. For example, having regular exercise or having enough sleep that your body required, but also at the same time bear in mind that not to sleep too much because you can fall into the trap of depression. And also having regular food, balanced diet. With depression, balanced diet and regular exercise, it helps to control the depression. It's very important to maintain your social connection. Maintain your communication with your friends and family. Tell people how you feel. Share your thoughts and feelings. For people who suffer from depression, social interaction is very important. Even though sometimes you don't feel like talking to anybody or meeting anyone. If you keep yourself to yourself, you will make your depression more worse. Also, at the same time, trying to go out, get some daylight into your body, it's like get some sun into your body. That will lift up your mood. Trying to think more positive way. So the ways you can do that is writing down your thought patterns. So in cognitive behavior therapy, as a therapist, I practice with my client to write their negative thoughts or write down whatever the thoughts that comes to their mind. So write them down, and later on, when you're in a clear set of mind, go through those thought pattern and ask yourself that question: is this thought pattern real? Is it realistic? Is it me? Ask yourself that question, does it actually make sense? Those individuals who suffers from depression, is common thoughts in their mind come through like, I'm not worth it, I'm worthless. So challenge those negative thoughts by asking yourself the achievement you achieved. So challenge those negative thoughts by asking yourself a question about all the achievement you achieved. Let's have a look at the unhealthy way of coping with depression. For example, every now and then most of us feel low and you just want to reach out for comforting place. For example, you settee, watching TV, or reaching out for comfort food. But for those individuals who suffers from depression, doing that quite often, it might lead you to feeling more depressed. At the beginning, you might not know that you are suffering from depression. So you might deal with it in more unhealthy way. For example, numbing that pain or numbing that feelings by taking on substance, for example, drinking heavily. Or if you on medication like antidepressant, drinking with it at the same time, it will not help with your depression. And while suffering from depression, and if you're taking substance, for example alcohol or drug, it might temporarily numbing the feelings of feeling depressed. Overeating also very unhealthy way of dealing with depression. For example, gaining weight is another sign of feeling low and depressed. Finding negative ways or unhealthy ways to cope with the depression feelings is compulsive shopping. The shopping you cannot afford, financially cannot afford it. It might give you temporary relief, but in a long run it will put you in financial debt even more. Those individuals who suffers from depression, is another dangerous and negative way of dealing with depression is the emotional feelings. Not being able to handle the emotional feelings, some people will self-harm themselves. For example, cutting their wrist, or even to the extent some people will overdose themselves. So these are some of the unhealthy behaviors, unhealthy coping mechanisms. So thank you for watching my channel, and please do subscribe it.